What up, Libra? Welcome to your bi-weekly general reading. This can resonate to your sun, moon, or rising. If you don't know what that is, in the description is going to be a link to a website where you can do your free birth chart. Just click on that link, enter in all the information it asks for, click submit. When you go to that next page, scroll down, and it'll bring you to a couple different charts. That first one will be the main one you're going to be looking at. It'll have all the planets listed on the left side. And I'll start with like sun, moon, and all the planets, right? That'll be your sun and moon, will be the first two. And then for your rising, it won't say rising, it'll say ascendant or ascend. So ASC or something like that. And that'll be your rising sign, right? So if you don't know what any of your sun, moon, or rising are, that's how you find it out. This is going to be a general reading. It can resonate to literally anything, any situation going on in your life. I'm doing 12 card Celtic Cross for all Libras. And whatever message spirit feels is the most important message, and message that you need to hear right now is the message that's going to come through. So again, these are general readings, so they're not going to resonate to everyone. If it doesn't resonate to you, if it doesn't make any sense to you in any way, shape, or form, just throw it out the window. It's not your message. But if it does resonate, that's awesome. Just remember, it is general, so it's not going to resonate to everyone. And also, being that it's general and it's not focused on anything, like I said, it will be whatever message Spirit thinks you need to hear right now. Okay? So, 3 more shuffles. Spirit, what do all Libras need to know? Or what do these Libras need to know? Or those Libras? Or the Libra of the Libra? Oh, also, when I did the fire signs, I tried to like guess what the situations were or give multiple different scenarios on like what the situations were. And it made the readings really long. 2, it got really confusing and confused myself and just made things a lot harder. So I'm not going to try and do that. I'm just going to read the cards for what they are. I might say, hey, this could be that or this could be that. But I'm really just going to, for the most part, read it plain and simple and just tell you what the cards are in their placements, right? You apply it to your story and how it resonates to you, okay? Aww, this is not right off the get. It's a love read. I think it's a love read. Comes across as a love read. It came across as a love read. Okay, so your current situation, you have the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is the crying over spilt milk card, but it doesn't necessarily have to be crying over spilt milk. Like, it doesn't mean your feelings aren't justified in this, but it's basically there's something that happened, right? You spilt your 3 cups, and you're so upset about those 3 cups that you don't turn around and notice you still have 2, right? So the reason I instantly think this is a relationship spread or a love spread is because what's opposing that is, if I can pick it up, which I can't. Opposing that is the 2 of Cups, which was in the reverse. Okay? So it's like, whatever's going on, you're very upset about a situation, and what's like contributing to that or what's going against that is that you're not with somebody. There's a soulmate connection that fell apart, and there's no longer harmony in it. And okay, I'm not going to read this like a love read because it doesn't necessarily have to be a love read. It looks like a love read though, so I'm just gonna say it. All right. But all right, so the situation that got you very upset, you're very disconnected, or very upset, and like you don't realize that like there's still a little bit to be happy for, but you feel this disconnect with this person, right? Or this person feels this disconnect with you. Maybe you're just upset about it, and like the situation that's opposing you is upset about it as well because they feel the disconnect, right? This could be a job. Maybe like you had a job that you were with, you had like a great friend there, and this friend left the job, so like that connection's not there anymore because like you don't see them all the time, you don't talk to them all the time anymore, or like something like that, right? So in the past, this was a very draining situation. You have strength in reverse. It was very draining. You felt like you didn't have the strength to go through. Strength in reverse also talks about raw emotions. This could be something that made you very emotional. And just overall is something that like you felt like drained you overall, just in general, right? Your goal here is to drop the burden. Like you have the 10 of wands. What? I don't know what I was going to say. You have the 10 of wands in reverse. The 10s are the ending of a cycle, right? Once you reach 10, why is my dog barking? I don't know. My dog's barking for no reason. When you reach a 10, that's a completion, right? So it's like the completion of a cycle or like something going on, right? And the 10 of wands talks about burdens, carrying burdens, and like it being like extremely stressful and like just being a load on you. In the reverse, it's like dropping that burden, like releasing it and getting over it. Realizing that like you don't have to carry this anymore. So like your goal here is to drop that burden. You don't want the burden of this anymore. You don't want to be sitting there thinking about it and being upset about it anymore. Like where right now your current situation is the 5 of cups. You're upset about it. You're crying over it. Like you're not turning around realizing there's still something left to be happy for or to be grateful for. And instead you're just very upset and negative and you're just trying to like get over it, right? That is your goal here. You want to get past it. You want to drop the burden. I think I've beaten that up enough. And what's driving you is like you feel like this was like a divine thing. Like you have the lovers. You have the lovers as like your driving factor, okay? So that can either be like you're in love with this person, like or like in love with this situation, and you want to drive it forward because like you love it so much, right? But it also talks about just like harmony and just like I always take the lovers as kind of like a divine connection. Whereas like the 2 of cups, like, yeah, it's a great soulmate connection. This is the lovers though is also a great soulmate connection, but it's almost like a divine soulmate connection. Like, and I'm not going to get into the whole twin flame thing because that's just a whole nother topic we are not getting into right now. But it's like you feel like this was your forever person or like this was your forever situation. And like, that's why you want to like stop being upset about it because like, you're like, you know, it was my like forever person. That's why I'm so miserable about it. But like, I'm tired of being miserable about it, blah, 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 blah. And the reason I say like divine anything is because if you know the judgment card kind of has a figure similar to this. And it's like the universe is coming through and being like, like this is yours. And like, this is a divine blessed connection. I don't know where the voice came from, but you know, you're dealing with it. Anyway. So I'm not going to beat that up just because I'm not really sure how it plays in there. Again, this isn't supposed to be a love read. It's supposed to be a general reading. So however it resonates and makes sense to you, that's how it makes sense to you. Cool. So in the near future, what you have is the Emperor. It talks about being in control, being in power, authoritative like figures. So it's like you're taking control of the situation, or maybe you're taking control of your emotions because you're trying to drop this burden. The 5 of cups, where you're upset, talks about emotions. Maybe you're taking control of your emotions and taking control of the situation and standing back in your power and being like, I know who I am, and like I shouldn't be crying over this, like I shouldn't have this burden on my shoulder, like I'm a fucking emperor, like I'm in charge here, bitch, you know? That's your near future. The near future can be in a week, in a day, in an hour, in 6 months. I don't think about this situation. However far back this draining situation is however far forward this Emperor energy is going to be. Okay. So your internal energy is the King of Wands in reverse. You lack like long-term vision here. You don't know where to go here. You don't know how things are going to play out because you lack that long-term vision. The King of Wands is like a visionary. He's passionate and knows what he wants, and he's just like, all right, well, like, this is what I want, this is where it's going to go, this is how we're going to get there, and you know, this is the end goal, right? In the reverse, you don't have any of that. You're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where this is going, like, I feel like I'm losing my control, like, it could be like a lack of confidence, a lack of passion, like, you don't know where you're going with this, right? External to you, whatever the situation is, whether it's a person, job, family, well, okay, love, job, family, whatever, it's like they're giving up. They're dropping their guard to it, and they're like, I'm not fighting for this anymore. You have the Nine of Wands in a reverse. Nine of Wands is a card of like determination and perseverance, and like just although you're fucking beat up, like if you, I gotta get a different table or like nails or something. Like you see, like he's beat up, but he's still holding on to that stick. He's like, nah, I'm going. I got this. I'm gonna keep going, right? He's persevering through. In the reverse, it's like you're not persevering anymore. You're like, it's too much. Like it's overwhelming. Like I can't do this. I'm dropping it. That's outside of you. That's your external influence. So your hope here, this is where I'm a little confused. Oh man. Okay. My friend's here. I'm gonna tell him to wait. Your hope here is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So like you don't want to work with this person. You don't want to work with this situation. You're like, I'm done. Your goal here is to drop this burden. You're like over it. And you're kind of just like, I don't even want to work with you anymore. I don't want to work with this anymore. I don't want to work here anymore. Whatever it is, you're not working towards it anymore. You're like, you're pushing it away. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, that's your hope. Your hope is to not be involved in it anymore. Maybe it's a love situation and you were stuck between three people and that's what the three things were. And hang on. Yep. I'm finishing up a last tarot reading real quick. If you want, you can chill downstairs. Just give me like 5 minutes. I mean, you can, no one's home. I hope that's on the camera too, because it's still recording. Anyway, I have fucked up friends. I love it. So, yeah, if anybody didn't know, I live at home with my mother and my sister still. So, yeah. So you don't want to work with this anymore. Your hope is to get out of this. Like you don't want to collaborate. You don't want to work with it. Whatever. Your fear, though, you're afraid of it ending, because you have death in reverse. Like you're afraid of it ending. Maybe it's afraid of ending. Maybe it's afraid of an internal transformation, because death is also a card of transformation. Upright is card. It means transformation and endings. In the reverse, it could be inner transformation, meaning like transformation within yourself, something like soul searching you have to do, or like changing like your thought process or some shit like that. Or it could be, like I said, not wanting it to end, being afraid of it ending. Okay? So it's interesting. You don't want to work with this person, but you don't want it to end either, right? Or you don't want to work with this situation, but you're afraid of it ending. I read that backwards. Damn it, Tom, you got me all confused. You're afraid of it not ending. Okay? Maybe that first part, everything I just said, is for somebody, but you have death in reverse, which means it's not ending. It's still going. You're afraid of it not ending. Okay? You don't want to work with this situation anymore. You don't want to go forward anymore. You don't want to, whatever. But you're afraid that it won't end. And you're afraid that it's going to be an ongoing thing. And like, it's just going to drag on. And like, it's something that should end. It's like avoiding, death in reverse is like avoiding an ending. Okay? And you're afraid of that. You're afraid of it not ending. So, sorry about the confusion. Your outcome, though, you have Five of Wands. So, first off, I'm going to say 5 is a card of change. So, the situation is going to change, whatever's going on. But the Five of Wands is also a card of fighting. It's a lot of conflict, right? So, this could be arguing with the person. This could be arguing with your boss, your lover, your family, like whoever. It could be just a lot of arguing and conflict and just nonsense, right? And maybe it's happening because you're standing in your power and you're like, I'm getting over this. Like you're being this emperor and you're like, I need to get past this. I know who I am. Like I'm standing firm to what I believe and what I want. And people around you don't like that. And they're just like, like, no, like, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, but conflict. Just, it's not going to be going well. I shouldn't even do this. I should do like conflict. Because this is meshing well. This is conflict because it's not meshing well. I don't know. My stupid mentality. But that is your outcome. Now realize the near future and the outcome card, they can change based on what's coming, right? Or based on what you do next and like your mentality and whatever. Like this is just based on the energy right now as I'm doing this reading at 5:30 on Thursday night. Okay. If you change your mindset and change how you react to the situation, the whole thing could change, right? So the undertone of this reading, and this is again why I think it's a relationship reading. You have 3 relationship cards here. This one's not necessarily a relationship card, but the way I read it is. You have the 3 of Cups in reverse, which talks about 3 of Cups to me is like a reconciliation card. In reverse, it would be lack thereof. So no reconciliation, not coming together with somebody. But it's also a card of coming together with friends and celebrating. Like it does not have to be romantic at all. It could literally just be coming together with friends and like going out and having a good time and going to parties and get-togethers and this and that. In the reverse, it's like the lack there of that. Like you're not coming together with anybody. You don't want to come together with anybody. Your hope is to not work with this person or this situation. Like you don't want things to work out. And with the undertone of the read being like the 3 of Cups in reverse, it's you don't want it to work out. You don't want to come together with this situation. You want to just like let it die off pretty much. All right. So your advice here is the Star. The Star talks about hope, faith, renewal, birth, enlightenment. And I almost want to say, have hope in the situation that is going to go the way you want, but also don't be afraid to shed some light on the situation and like shed some light on how you're truly feeling and just let this go. Like if that's what your hope is. I mean, if that's not what your hope is, then, apply it to your story and how it resonates. But I think this is a situation like you're trying to just drop and get away from. This could take a whole different turn. There's a whole nother perspective I just saw. If this is a relationship thing, maybe you're with somebody and you're upset because you guys are arguing right now. Something happened and you're upset about it and it's causing a disconnect in a relationship and you want to drop this whole burden because it's weighing a lot on you and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore because you love this person, right? And the undertone is like you haven't been able to work together and you haven't been able... but that's where your hope would fuck me up. Anyway, because your hope is to not work with this. But your hope, like I said, could also be you don't want to be in a third-party situation where there's 3 people involved, right? So, yeah, have faith, have hope, shed some light on the situation, shed some light on how you're feeling. Don't be afraid to be out in the open. This woman is sitting here pouring out. It's not a cup per se, but it has water, which waters like emotions, okay? And she's there in all her glory, completely naked, exposed. Don't be afraid to expose your emotions and let it out and shed some light on the situation and how you're feeling, right? So, Libra, that is what I have for you. I hope this resonated. Again, this is a general reading. It does not resonate to everybody. It probably will not resonate to everyone. If it does, that'd be fucking amazing. I'd be really shocked, but there's millions of Libras in the world. I was going to say Gemini, and I was going to say Gemini like a million times in this reading. So maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. I don't know, but I also just did Gemini's reading. So I don't know. But let me know if it resonated. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That would be fantastic, and I would greatly appreciate it. And stay tuned for your love readings next week. Catch you guys later.